first LOX load.
Welcome to the live launch coverage of Nebula's own Gamma spacecraft. Launching our first station module today of the Omega space station. I'm Saxon and I'll be hosting your live webcast today. We'll be taking you through the whole launch countdown from T- to T+. We'll be going through all the major milestones and we are so excited to bring this to you today. What you see on your screen right now is Gamma, preparing to launch today in just over 30 minutes from now. As we look at all of our systems, they're go for launch on time. You may notice that our fairing today is a little bit longer than usual. This is due to our payload being longer than the standard fairing length. Therefore, we are using an extended fairing. Also today, you may be hearing some external voices in our webcast. This is due to the command and control team calling out milestones in the countdown. Now let me walk you through our launch countdown today. At T-35 minutes, we had our first stage LOX load. We're currently loading propellants into the first stage, and this is continuing nominally. At T-25 minutes, the second stage will begin its propellant load, starting with liquid oxygen. This will continue all to T-0 seconds, where we continue to top off the fuels. At T-23 minutes, 2 minutes after the second stage LOX load, we'll begin our reaction control system test. This is to make sure we can steer the vehicle on its ascent and while it's in space. Then we'll go into a point where no major milestones are happening, but the vehicle is still loading fuels. At T-4 minutes, the strong-backed, or the structure shorter than the vehicle on the side of it, will be retracting back a few degrees. This is to clear the way for the rocket when it lifts off. At T-15 seconds, the sound suppression system will ignite. This is water that will be poured onto the pad right before launch, which dampens the sounds. And at T-0 seconds, the strongback will retract all the way, the engines will ignite, and the hold-down clamps will release the vehicle, letting it fly into the cosmos. You are currently watching the Gamma spacecraft prepare for its liftoff at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time today. If you're just joining us, we begun our propellant loads on the first stage, and we are preparing to load our liquid oxygen onto the second stage at T-minus 25 minutes. Currently, we're at T-minus 28 minutes and 48 seconds and counting. Currently, all systems are go for launch, and we are looking to lift off today. Now you may see some white clouds coming out of the side of the vehicle. This is planned. This is the excess fuel venting from the spacecraft. As you may know, we chill our propellants very cold. As you may know also, oxygen is a gas, but if we make it very cold, it'll become in a liquid. That helps us load more propellant into the stages. And as that propellants warm up from their chillers, they will turn back into a gas. That is what you see venting from the side of the spacecraft. You will continue to see venting all the way until T-minus 0 seconds, where all the vents will close and Gamma will lift off. Currently, we are expecting a nominal liftoff time at 6:30 p.m. EST, and we are still go at T-minus 27 minutes and 32 seconds. Now we want to hear from you. Post your questions in the stream chat and I'll try my best to answer all of them. If you have a question about our launch vehicle, go ahead and post it. If you have a question about me, go ahead and post it. If you're just joining us, welcome to Nebula's live launch webcast of the STATIONMODULE-1 Mission. Currently, we are tracking a nominal liftoff time at 6:30 p.m. EST today. I'm Sayox, and I'll be your host for today's webcast. We are so excited to bring this to you. Our next event is Stage 2 LOX loading. This will occur at T-minus 25 minutes, about 20 seconds from now. At that time, you'll see a few vents happen from there, and that is nominal.
Second stage LOX loading.
And you just heard from our command and control team, Stage 2 is loading liquid oxygen. Vents on that stage will now concur and happen.
RCS test.
And you just heard our RCS is testing. That is to ensure the vehicle can steer on its ascent. Now you may see a scene on the webcast saying the Nebula logo. That is because some of our cameras have a stream downlink. That because the rocket actually emits signals, and that can interfere with our cameras. Also, the vibrations from the engines or systems can rattle those signals on the antennas, and yeah, that provides the downlink. So we try our best to get all the camera views for you, and we are working so hard to get all cameras online. I may be wondering, where am I right now? Well, I'm actually inside of a Nebula fairing. I'm going to take you on a quick tour of our visitor center, which if you attend our launches, you will see. So, let's take a tour around. So, over here, you can see the entrance to the visitor center. This is where all of our beloved guests come in. Now, right here is a model of our vehicle, Gamma. This is a shortened version of what we are launching today. You can see the first stage taking half of the rocket about, and the upper stage and fairing on the upper halves. And if you look directly behind that, that is Aurora, our new crewed spacecraft. We are currently building that and getting it ready for launch very soon. Now you can see this structure right here. This is actually one of our launch viewing towers, where our guests can walk up and view our vehicle from multiple angles. This is a great structure and the tallest one here, giving you a nice aerial view of what we are launching today. If you follow me over here, this is our engine that will propel the first stage. 9 of these E2 engines are on the core stage of Gamma. And at T-minus 0 seconds, they will all ignite and propel it up to out of the atmosphere, and then our vacuum engine on the upper stage takes over. Follow me around this structure over here. you can see our viewing center with bleachers and sitting areas with a direct view of Gamma. Now, out of here, you can see, if you look over there, our vacuum engine. This propels the upper stage up into orbit. This vacuum engine can ignite multiple times to propel our payload into orbit. You may notice this engine is actually bigger than the E2. This is due to the efficiency ratings. As we get out of the atmosphere, the plume changes, and so we can design an engine bell or nozzle to help compensate for those changes to rate the efficiency. Now you can see right here our CEO, Sir Barnacle, and we'll be interviewing Sir Barnacle very, very soon. So that is our visitor center. We hope you enjoyed the little tour.
Hello, Cyoxin.
Now I have here with me Sir Barnacle, the Chief Executive Officer of Nebula, and now we're going to ask him a few questions, and you can as well. Just type your questions for him in the stream chat, and we will answer those as best we can. Now, I'll now be asking a few questions. How are you doing, Sir Barnacle?
I'm doing great. I'm pretty pumped. We've been working hard at getting this thing off the ground for a long time. We've been really working hard at perfecting our propulsive landings, which is something that you guys are actually gonna be seeing today, believe it or not. It's the booster will come in pretty fast actually, and we'll attempt to land on pad B today. And hopefully, unlike last attempt, it won't be a water landing or a hard landing. You will actually be able to recover and reuse the booster. We do project that will have a much longer lifespan than B1005, and yeah, I'm pumped. I am very excited.
Yeah. What gave you the desire to found Nebula? I mean, it's a great company now. You've come so far. You're launching your vehicle for I don't even know how many times. What made you find it interesting to found this company?
Well, from not like I'm going to be realistic here and actually not make up a fake reason. I came across aerospace back about I'd give it about maybe 5 months ago, maybe 5 to 6 months ago, and I was love at first sight. I immediately clinged on to it, and I knew from the second I got on it, I wanted a company. I wanted an aerospace company, and I wanted to have a goal, and I tried really hard. And we made it, and it was for all of our team. It was an extreme amount of time to get to this point, and we're not done. This is just the beginning, and this is just the beginning of this is our first this is the first clue, or really first preparation for human spaceflight for Nebula and Gamma. We're going to be launching a space station module, our first module for our space station, Omega, today in about T-minus 12 minutes and 55 seconds. That rocket, Gamma, behind us will be lifting off from LC-1, and we'll be pitching over downrange, and we'll release Station Module 1, our first space station module, into orbit. And it is truly exciting. I am ready, I'm prepared, and I'm just so happy. All of our staff have really done a great job. I'm so proud of all of you, and I'm really looking forward to more people joining our team and helping pioneer the future. So, thank you.
Awesome, thank you. And we'll be asking some viewer questions now. Gabo, which I believe is Elonation, said, "Will you be adding frost textures to the rocket during prop load?"
That is a very good idea. And actually, now I do think of it, yes, we probably will. Although the rocket is white, and with ROBLOX terms, that is pretty difficult. We can do it, and it's possible, but it doesn't exactly make the most sense in terms of the rocket's coloring. If the rocket was, let's take Starship for example, or actually today, he hosted Mark 1, and there were actually frost textures on it. They were visible because the rocket was steel, right? I'm not exactly sure what the material is, but I'm pretty sure it's steel, stainless steel. And,
yeah, it's stainless steel.
Okay, stainless steel. And it's not white. You can see the frost. Frost is white. If there's frost on a white rocket, it's not going to be exactly the easiest to see. You can put your finger on it, and you'll see it on your hand, or end up probably having your finger chopped off with frost. But that's besides the point. It wouldn't exactly make much sense, and it's extra effort for no real reason. So that was a good question, though, and on to the next one.
Yeah, Photon asked, "What booster is this? Is this a new booster, or is it being reused?"
This booster is new. Our past launch, we encountered an error. Mostly, it wasn't, if I'm going to talk ROBLOX terms, it was mostly caused by our added asset. QVWA and I spent quite a while working on a mobile service tower. We've actually had this idea in our minds for quite some time, and that actually ended up being extremely laggy. And the day before the launch, I didn't realize it was really laggy, and I had a fear in my mind that it would have actually interfered with the launch, and it happened to. It really did. Past launches were fine. I think the first launch we did have a problem at the start, but everything else went pretty good except for the booster landing, which we ended up putting in fail-safes in the system, and we have a higher chance of having booster recovery now. So that's that. I mean, this is a new booster, B1006, and the successor to both B1004 and B1005. We have B1007 and 8 in the making currently. B1009 will be probably going to production within the next month or two. But that was also that was a good question.
Thank you. Our next question, we'll be taking a few more, but our next one will be, I remember that last booster took out the entire ocean. Will that happen again?
That's funny, but we definitely hope not. It's not on our agenda. We definitely aren't aiming for that. And I said earlier, this booster has been worked on quite a bit. We have a lot more fail-safes in the system, detection systems, so a lot higher of a chance of landing this mission. I haven't really calculated a percentage because we've had a lot of mishaps, and we don't know if anything different is going to be happening this launch. We don't know if it's going to be a random failure that we haven't known about for a long time. But that was a pretty good question. So that's not going to happen. I'm positive.
Thank you. And our last question coming from a viewer, by Kim Cam. Will there be any more vehicles like Gamma? We know Beta is coming soon, but I would like to know.
Will there be any more vehicles like Gamma? Well, currently, we're focusing on Beta, and, surely we think Beta is going to fulfill the job, but, our long-term goal is to make life sustainable, is to make it so that it's, we don't need to live just on Earth. We could have an everlasting presence in the universe. So, yes, in the future we will have more rockets. I don't know if there's going to be some like Gamma. We haven't really come up with designs, but I am going to say for sure there will be more rockets. I don't know how many more, but we will have another rocket at least. That was a very good question.
Thank you. That's all the viewer questions we'll be taking for now. We might answer some more later after the vehicle launches. But yeah, thank you, Sorbonical, for this interview. You're doing a great job, obviously, with this company, and I can't wait to see where it goes in the future.
Thank you for having me, Saxon.
You're welcome. Now, as we move into 6 minutes and 30 seconds in the countdown, all systems remain nominal for today's launch at 6:30 p.m. EST. Now, for the final couple minutes of today's launch, I will stop talking and I will let Mission Control take over talking so you guys get the raw view of today's launch. I'll come back to you at about T plus 45 seconds. You may see a stream downlink here. It's some of our cameras are offline. That's because the signals are getting a little bit messed up because the vehicle. Also, this may be due to a transition in cameras. Yeah.
Strong back retract.
And you heard strong back retract. The strong back will retract a few degrees, providing a clear way for Gamma to launch. Later in the countdown, at about T minus 4 seconds, strong back will retract all the way, providing a full way for Gamma to lift off. So we move into 3 minutes and 30 seconds into the count. All systems are nominal for today's launch at 6:30. you can see a clock now in the corner of your screen. This is a live launch clock, and you see a view of Gamma. Again, if you're just joining us, we're at T-minus 2 minutes, 3 minutes actually, until our launch at 6:30. So we might be a minute late on the countdown. That is okay. Our launch window ends today at 8 p.m. EST, which we are looking to launch at 6:30, which it may be 6:31, so we have a lot of time to get out of South Shore. Now you may see puffs of white clouds coming out of the vehicle, and a white little effect on the body of the rocket. That is okay, that is planned and expected. That's just the fuel, which we use super chilled liquid oxygen propellants and I believe kerosene. And those are super cold, so you may know that cold stuff like dry ice that lets off a sort of smoky effect. That's what's happening here, but we have it on a controlled vent. As we move into 1 minute and 50 seconds in the count, I'll stop talking for you guys to just enjoy the launch. I'll come back to you at about T plus 45 seconds.
Sound suppression system.
we don't land our second stage because it goes too high and too fast to land. But it is.
Sorry, but we are having some audio issues. If you can please just ignore it. That'll be fine. We are trying to fix it at the moment.
We apologize for the audio issue that we had earlier. That's resolved now, and I'm back talking. So right now you can see the upper stage firing, propelling Gamma all the way to its intended orbit. And the first stage is currently following a nominal track to land. Next event actually is a burn for the first stage. This just helps it get on track and slow down for its landing. You also have seen a fairing, that structure at the very top of the rocket, split into two pieces. That's expected. The fairing protects the payload on ascent due to the aerodynamic forces. But now that separates once we're in the vacuum of space, and you can see Station Module 1 in full glory getting into orbit. And also you see we had a nominal MECO or engine cutoff. That means we're in nominal orbit now. We're just awaiting the separation of our payload. And you can see the booster is actually following a good track to land. If we land today, it'll be the first successful booster landing of Gamma. That'll be a momentous occasion for us because we've been trying super duper hard to land it. So we'll see, hopefully we'll see it land on landing pad B today. And you can see the core stage is just coasting right now. Same with the second stage. We'll try to get a view from that. But looks like the booster did have an error, doesn't and may not land today. That's okay. Landing the booster isn't a necessity for mission success. Again, mission success just means we are into orbit. And we can see a view of the second stage now. Just coasting, and we are awaiting payload separation. And we're about 15 minutes into flight. Gamma's still performing nominally, and we are, unfortunately, to recover the booster today. Is expected to deorbit in the atmosphere. But that is okay. As long as we get our station module 1 into a nominal orbit, that's okay. And the upper stage is still coasting with station module 1. Again, this module's... Oh, and we have a separation of it. Separation of station module 1. And that's separated and will stay in its orbit. And that is the first of many stages. Many station modules. So this is going to stay in the orbit and it will grow over time. And now we are going to try to interview Sir Barnacle again, see his opinions on the flight today. So we're just waiting him to come in here for the interview. See his opinions, because this is a huge day. This is probably the biggest launch of it. And now we are currently standing on the booster pad where it would have landed. And I guess we're going to be doing a memorial for the booster. We'll try to get a interview for Sir Barnacle after this. But yeah. Remembering the fallen booster. And hopefully booster 7 will work. I'll be back very soon with an interview with Sir Barnacle. But for now, enjoy these views from the second stage. And expect this interview to happen right now. So welcome Sir Barnacle to the second interview, and unfortunately we didn't get to recover booster 6, but that's not a key to mission success. As long as we got the module in orbit, which we did, that's a success in my mind. So what would you rate the launch today? How do you think it went?
I think it went very well. Okay. Anyway, I think it went pretty well. Unfortunately, like I said this earlier, and I probably jinxed it, but there is an undiscovered error. This has never happened to us before. In Roblox terms, there was. I did actually look into the console, and I found that there was a detection error in terms of literally it was the most simple error. I'm not really going to go in depth with it, but it's really simple. So it's yeah, I'm the blame is fully on me for losing a complete booster, but that was a very good launch. I would rate that I would rate it a 9. Besides the fact that we lost the booster, we got our first module into orbit, and hopefully very soon we'll have a second one, which is will be coming up. I don't really know when, but we have it scheduled. So that was a pretty good launch.
Yeah, and obviously you can see a lot of people enjoying the launch behind us, giving some positive words. That's really nice. So the second question I have for you is, what are your plans to use the station for?
Well, we plan to use the station for we plan to use it for like a, you know how, so NASA has Lunar Gateway, right? We're gonna use it as a gateway to interplanetary travel, travel around our solar system, anywhere, and we're also gonna be using it for scientific projects, achievements, much more, and it's just it's something that is, if we want to advance in space technologies, and if you want to be able to advance in oh my god. Sorry about that. A little bit of comedy in here. But that's pretty much in summary what it's about. Obviously there's more to it, and I could get much more in depth, but for the sake of our time and advancing through these questions, we're gonna cut it short there.
Yeah. Now we are wanting you guys watching right now. Keep sending in your viewer questions. We'll try to answer those as best we can. Though we may be on limited time. A question coming from EG Remnant. How big will the space station eventually be?
Okay, so that's a pretty good question. And so far, we actually do not exactly know. I have to fly for a second. Hold on.
You're fine.
Yeah. Okay. Just for the sake. All right. So the size. Oh my god. Sorry, this is annoying me. Okay.
You're completely fine.
So the size of the module will be based on how much space we really need. Oh my god! I'm gonna freaking. Okay.
I think we have a lot of people wanting to come in here.
I'm sorry about that, but let's get bloopers. All right. I'm sorry about that, but it's
I guess we have a lot of people wanting to get in. Pretty funny.
Oh,
I guess it's all your
Jesus.
fans.
All right. I am so incredibly sorry, and
You're fine.
that is sorry. We're having I'm having some inside jokes coming on with my friends, so All right. Anyway, I'm gonna try and ignore all this stuff. Okay. All right. So this side is of the space station Omega. Oh my God, he's just... All right. It will solely depend on what like the space we need for astronauts, experiments, and docking ports, everything. So that's a key factor. So we really don't know. And so far in the plan, we have 3 modules that will be going up, and then we will have room for quite a bit more.
Cool. Let's see. We'll try to get some more questions in here. A question from Leafdo. I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it. How do you make a popular Rose Space Company? He's already got Rose Space Company part, just not the popularity yet. What advice would you give to Leafdo?
My advice is to, if you really want to make I wouldn't classify this as popular, but this is what I would give it for myself. I would say, for us to get here so far, put a lot of work into it. Flow your ideas into the company and put effort into it. And surely the more effort you put and the more time and the less rush that you put, I mean, we were developing just to get this base, just to get a base model for this whole entire complex, at least. It was 3 months, and then to get to, I think, about 25 members, it took us like maybe 2 months. It's quite a while. So you gotta believe in it. You gotta dream. You gotta think, and surely at some point you will get there. And you just gotta, just believe in it, and yeah, you really will get there.
And another question from Bouncy Aerospace. Will Gamma be retired one day?
Currently, that is not on the plan. But with beta coming in, we do aim to have more launches with beta with beta than gamma. Although it is a possibility that we keep gamma in the fleet, because and for the first part, we probably will use beta for huge payloads and more expensive payloads. So it is going to be pretty rare. We're probably going to have maybe a beta launch maybe 3 times a year, and it's going to be quite small. Although with the testing program, we'll see beta launches pretty often. I don't really know how often, but we'll see them often in terms of just regularity. And then once we get to the summer, we'll be seeing weekday launches, with gamma and all that. So we'll be seeing faster and faster launches coming up. And I also do expect to, hold on, I'm blanking. Give me a second. So just a couple of seconds. Hold on.
You're fine.
Search up some not always. Oh, so our next mission, which we do expect to launch May 15th, is to boldly go. But it depends on how much we need it, the rocket. How much we need it is really what's going to determine if we want to retire it or not. And Gamma's a reusable rocket. It's not entirely as expensive as an expendable rocket, although we will have expendable versions for people who want to launch payloads that are, let's just pretend someone wants to launch a payload the size and mass of Station Module 1, right? And they want to launch it to a translunar injection. It will probably need an expendable booster. The booster will probably not come back to the site. Although today it didn't, the booster wasn't entirely purposed for expendability. So actually, the booster didn't spend all its fuel. It spent let me think. It spent about maybe 75% of its fuel. I don't really I'm not exactly the person who is a wizard on this on exactly how much fuel there is left. Even though yes, I've been working with this rocket almost every freaking 3 days of my life, since we started. So it all depends on reusability. Sorry for extending that too long. That's my bad. But
You're fine. We'll only take a couple more questions here. Okay, so question from Drenners. Hope I didn't butcher that pronunciation. When will you guys get to the moon and what will you do?
okay, so when will we get to the moon? Well, when we get to the moon is well, we don't have exactly a target right now to go to the moon. Although we have a mission to boldly go, which is going on a translunar injection next mission. Which means the mission's gonna be longer. We're probably gonna be ending up seeing probably around a mission lasting about 40 minutes, 40 to 50. That's pretty much that's so right now, no, we don't really have a goal of going to the moon. Although it is a possibility, I'm not counting on it, and we might be able to. We do offer, moon, like pretty much payload to translunar to an orbit on the moon, but it's up to you guys if you guys want to land your payload on the moon, and that's not really for us to do. That's for you guys to do, and for you guys to be able to land your payload. So that's a pretty good question, though. Thank you for that.
And a last question here. A little bit of humorous one from Chills. Does Sorbonical like salt and vinegar chips?
No, I really don't. I'm not really a fan. Uh, although, yeah. I like regular. Greasy, if you can, just get off the stream. I've had too many inside jokes from you today. I know what he's doing.
So, to finish up this stream here, I guess we can go take a tour of the launch pad if you want.
Well, sounds like a good plan, and I'll also be accompanying, and Ordinary, if you want to join the game and also accompany as well, you can. We could have our ground crew team, which is actually just behind us, except for Pro Boss, right here. So they could also help us, but we're gonna take a little trip to the pad. It's gonna take probably about a minute, and we'll see you guys there.
Yeah, we'll see you guys in a minute or two. Alright, I'm gonna have him focus.
All right. Is the camera centered on me? Is it
Yes.
or on you? I'm not sure.
On
Anyway.
you.
Okay. So, welcome to LC1. You may notice it is quite similar to Cape Canaveral's Kennedy Space Center's LC-39A. Why? We modeled off of it. But why would we model it off of it? Well, you don't need original design for it to work. That's the main thing. We use different methods, of course, but it's somewhat similar to LC-39A, and that's somewhat of a. If it works, it works, and it's already been proven that it works with the shuttle, Falcon 9. So you know, why not go with LC-39A? It's somewhat of a style, but not completely the same, and it's got some differences. It's got quite some big differences, quite some small differences, and some similarities. So I'm going to bring you up the pad. I'm going to show you around what it's about. So this is, you may notice this is quite a long walkway. It's a pathway beside the ramp, the vehicle access ramp. This is how you're going to get up to the pad. Now this is called the hard stand that we're walking on. This whole entire structure that is above ground. You may notice it's like a beigeish color. I don't really know my colors, but I'm pretty sure it's what it is. You may notice to the left a bit there is a launch tower. This launch tower is going to be mainly used for right now. It's actually used for vehicle inspections, of being able to look up the vehicle, although we already do that in the VAB, but when it's on the pad, that's what we use. We used to use the MST, which we do plan on adding back at some point, but it's going to be quite a while before we do. Right in front of us, we have the MST, and then we have we have blast pads for the rocket plume to prevent any damage to the crawlaway or the fences. So I probably will bring you up the tower, not really much in depth, but I won't bring you guys on the crew access arm because it's not in position yet. It won't be in that for quite a while. It won't be in the correct position, lined up with the rocket for a while. Strongback has returned to its neutral state, and the crawler named Vector will actually come back to this little site. These blast deflectors will be removed from the pad. Vector will then take this mobile launch platform straight back to the production site, and I think B1008 will end up being the next booster on this mobile launch platform, and then the upcoming mobile launch platform has B1007 in the making on it, which we do plan to roll out within, I think, not this coming not this coming Wednesday, but then Wednesday after that. So that's when we planned that. Down here is the flame trench. I'm actually going to try and stay away from it just because we had a rocket completely just blast off from here. Although for terms of actually giving you guys a realistic, not really realistic, but in terms of giving you guys a pad tour, it's just for me the best idea to actually show you guys in depth. So I'm actually going to show you guys the pad, but here's the pad. Over here we have a water deluge system. This is going to be used if there's any pad fires or any explosions or anything bad happens on the pad. We don't want any more excessive damage added to the pad. That is a big no-no, and we are totally against that. And obviously, I know other companies are always going to be against that as well. Unless if you like demolition, which isn't exactly our thing. So this is the launch tower. This is Nebula's old-fashioned launch tower. This will be used on crewed missions. We don't have an elevator installed currently. We will later. So I'm going to take you up the stairwell. And on your way up the stairwell, you may notice it is... the floors are quite tall, and it's spacious. And we really wanted to give a little spacious view for astronauts for their last time on Earth for a while, So I'd rather give them a nice, send off, get them to see the whole the whole world around them before they get sent off to either the space station or on an orbital flight test. So here are the emergency baskets. These are used for emergencies when there's a problem on the tower or with the rocket. We get on the baskets and we quickly escape, and the baskets are zip-lined down towards the end of the pad. Come over this way, we have the crew access arm. It's actually blocked off by a fence currently, which we will actually have a correctly installed access to it, but currently it is there's not much to it. As you guys can see, here's a strong back where there was Gamma right here just 42 minutes ago. 43 coming up now, but so that is going to conclude the hard stand tour, and obviously I'm not going to prolong this broadcast. It's been pretty long already. I am pretty saddened at the fact that we lost a booster today, and it's not my intention of losing a booster. We have done it before, and to the worst, the worst thing that could have happened is that we didn't get it recorded. So we didn't have any recordings of it at all. It stinks, but we're hoping to be able to get B1007 to be able to do a landing for us next launch, and we'll be able to reuse it again on the following launch. So yeah, and then so B1005's landing was I'll be there to see it, you know. Unfortunately, yeah, we did lose B1006 its first launch, and we did estimate that would have had a much longer lifespan, but there was an unexpected error and stuff happened. So thank you guys for sticking in with us, and I've been very happy to be on the stream for quite a while. I'm usually not on the streams. I usually pop in and out, but today it's a very monumental day. So thank you all for joining in with me. I'm going to pass over to Cyoxin for the closing statement or whatever. And thank you all for watching. It's been a very exciting time, and I look forward to these future endeavors.
Thank you. We're now getting fixed on the camera back in the streaming room. So get those to you in a minute really quick. Send it off. And yeah, awesome launch of Gamma today. Even though it didn't get to land the booster, we still got a successful orbit. All the events on the timeline, counting down on the T-, were successful, and most of the events on the T+ were successful, of course, excluding Booster 6. It's been a great pleasure to bring you this stream. I've been talking for long enough, so I guess we should stop it, but at about T+ 45 minutes and 45 seconds, we're going to send it off here. Great mission. I want to thank Sorbonical for coming on. I want to thank Liam for actually being our cameraman. Thank you, Liam Shaw, and the entire team here at South Shore and at Nebula for making this amazing experience and making it possible. So keep doing what you're doing, guys, and can't wait to see what happens next. And with that, I'm Cyoxin. I've been your stream host, and I'll see you guys next launch.